It was a long, terrible bus ride from Kansas City to Denver, what with the stops every 5 minutes. Just constant defecation in the pants by somebody on the bus. I mean, it was just a nightmare.
We went through the worst thunderstorm and sleet, hail, rainstorm ever.
That bus ride was anything but restful. The 12-hour rule is brutal, especially when it comes to transportation, because you end up having to abandon your mode of transport in sometimes unfavorable conditions. And for us, because this bus wasn't scheduled to get into Denver until more than 12 hours from the moment that we boarded it, we were forced to abandon the bus early. And because of that, we had to get off in Lyman, Colorado, which is essentially just a truck stop. If you haven't been, book your tickets, it's nice, and there's just nothing there. And so there we were, early in the morning at this truck stop in Lyman, and luckily one of Juliet's sister's friends was able to come from Boulder and pick us up, which was really a lifesaver for us. We feel confident we can nail something down by the early afternoon. We have like 4 different college radio stations, play a player from the Nuggets, find the Stanley Cup, or the baseball, the Rockies.
I think the Rockies are last.
I think everything's last resort. I think the college radio stations are best bet.
Number 1 on the list, give a bath to a college mascot. Considered one of the easiest tasks, unusual circumstances will make this a bit more challenging for Team Kobe.
Well, the bulldog here had a bit of an accident, so he needs some crutches to get around, unfortunately.
To see that door open and to see a guy with crutches was like, you know, good gracious, can we get a break?
He's gonna get the whole thing on for us.
He has his foot in it. I don't know if it was in a cast, but it was definitely wrapped up and not mobile.
He's got this broken leg, twisting every which way. He's just in pain. It was bad.
You've been a dirty dog.
Oh,
You are dirty.
this poor dog.
You
Get
can
them in
watch
You can
it.
get that, Julia. That's fine.
Do you like the girls watching you better?
One of the tasks on our list to accomplish is to co-host a sports radio show. Hey, I just got off the phone with the producer of a sports show on the radio called The Zoo. Found out that they would be very hip on having us here and doing the show with them.
We explained who we were, what we were doing, and they thought it sounded maybe even crazier than anyone else would normally call. Yeah, I think they probably just wanted to see it, to believe it, to see these 4 people trying to do this thing.
Sounds like a winner. Thank you. Bye-bye.
This is funny to see what Josh is going to have to come up with because he knows nothing about sports. Kelly, she needs to prove, because that's what she wants to do in her future, that she does know something about sports.
Oh yeah, we're dead.
We're dead.
Wait, I'm dead.
I need a sports section right now.
Not too late. Can't cram for this exam.
I'm cramming, stay.
Team Kobe took time after their completed task to celebrate with a gourmet meal.
Yeah!
Whether it's getting someone to buy you a sandwich on the side of the street or getting an actual task done, you're asking someone of a lot.
Hi, Sandy. I'm Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Sandy, I'm Bubba Britt. Are you
I'm
from
Sandy
here?
Brown. No, we're just visiting.
See you later.
Fun.
To dinner.
Food isn't the only necessity for some of the team members of Team Kobe.
Oh, Body Shop. Oh, where's Body Shop? Oh, Body Shop is right here.
Juliet wants to stop and beg, borrow, and deal for lip balm. Maybe not a priority to me. Maybe I think that's not a priority, but it's a priority to her. The happier that she is, the happier we all are.
Then there's Josh, who's freaking out about not knowing anything.
There's no way for me to get around it. There's no way that I'm going to go into a sports radio station and not have somebody ask me a question about sports. There's thousands of people listening to this station, and we're going to be on the air talking about sports, and that's pretty much curtains for me. We woke up, and it's like a deluge outside. I mean, it just was pouring. It's just a wash. Literally, it's a wash. I mean, it's just a river outside, so that's out. It's done. Bubba and I, of course, left our shoes out on the balcony, and so those got soaked.
Since my feet and Josh's feet are both pretty bad, I made the suggestion we leave them outside.
The wind would blow the rain right up into the porch, and they got wet socks and wet shoes.
I think I almost had to be brought to the hospital and both of the guys took their shoes off. Rotting sausages. I don't know. It was disgusting.
Like that?
The best part of the test was when Josh stepped up to the mic.
And then Josh over here.
I'm Joshua Gates. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
And he hates sports.
He hates
Well, I wouldn't say hate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far. I'm just not what you would call a sports enthusiast.
But his dad is a big Sox and a big Celtics fan. And so if anybody has any questions about either one, Sox or the Celtics,
Josh is the guy.
Josh
pretty much the ultimate nightmare moment for me, because not only am I in this talk radio station not knowing anything about sports, but I'm pretty much singled out for that by the host.
Hi, Josh.
How you doing, Elliot?
I have a question for you. How do you see Jim O'Brien being the coach for the Celtics for a long time?
Well, I'll tell you, Elliot, I do. I think he's going to be there for a good long time.
How long?
Could be years. Could be years I see him there.
Hey, Elliot, ask him who his favorite player on the Celtics is.
See, I knew this would happen. I would come in and I would get absolutely sent.
You want to know mine?
Yeah, what's yours? Who's yours?
Paul Pierce.
Yeah, Paul Pierce? He's
Yeah.
great. He's great.
You really?
Elliot, any questions about film? Theater, maybe? Books.
Have you read Larry Bird's book on?
I don't mind, being seen for who I am, not being a huge sports nut.
He knew he wasn't in his realm, and he just used comedy to kill it.
Bring it on. I'm ready. Hit me.
The Celtics will struggle shooting it from the outside. Antoine Walker's got to get more fit. Josh, you agree?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
He's got to get more physical.
He's got to get more
outside.
physical. He
And
stays way outside.
And if he's not hitting the shot, boom, what happens?
Right, exactly. If he's not hitting the shot, he's not hitting the shot. Come on, hit me with something hard, guys. I don't know. We all just had fun with it. It was cool.
We thank you for stopping in.
Hey, thanks for having us. We really appreciate
We're
it.
officially on your team. Scott Hastings, Dave Logan. See you tomorrow on the Zoo.
Yeah.
After you, ma'am. Please.
Thank you, sir. Kelly's more drama than me sometimes.
No shit.
Kelly, at first, when we had met, I was like, she takes time to get ready, and the makeup, and the hair, and I'm not like that.
I'll tell you this, though. You're kind of quick about it. You, a lot of doubt.
I'm not talking to you anymore. Wait, I'll bet you this piece of garbage for that one that she can't shut up.
She's getting mad.
I don't need to have to not try to talk.
I'll tell you what. You don't talk for 5 straight minutes. I'll pay $1,000 when this game's over.
It's all right. Wait, I got a stopwatch right here. All right, you ready?
Go for it. Juliet can be interesting from time to time, but she's a sweetheart. I think she's great. So, I'm being fairly diplomatic here. You wait until day 10.
Of course, they must first figure out how to get to Baltimore. That's where the smooth skills of Josh and Bubba come into play. They each convince 2 young women to purchase 4 tickets for the team.
They pulled through. I like what I just saw, and you know what? I'm gonna make them use it a lot more now.
I think it's clear that after today, the men kicked in gear a little bit with the old sex appeal. We have come here through so much hardship to Baltimore.
And the only reason we chose the Orioles, well, because you guys are the best team in the nation, and because
Come on, Kelly.
You have nothing.
All right, I'll tell you, let me see. I mean, it's not my call.
right,
But let me check with our baseball operations people.
My stomach's literally doing roller coasters right now.
It seemed somewhat positive, but it seemed really up in the air. But it was certainly not 100% by a long shot. So if this falls through, then this whole day's been for naught.
This just goes from bad to worse. Well, first of all, there's a tornado warning. This big storm is coming. So if there's a big storm, they may not do it. It's raining.
hard. It's raining hard.
There are 2 ways to get to Salt Lake City from Denver in terms of the interstates. You can go through the Colorado Mountains, which is the most popular way to go, but it's also a little more meandering and consequently takes a little bit longer. Or you can go north through Wyoming on I-80, which is supposedly a little bit quicker. We opted for the latter strictly because we wanted to get to Salt Lake City as fast as possible. Ended up being just as scenic in its own way. it's more of a desolate landscape, but it's these wonderful plains that stretch off into the horizon and these snowbanks.